For me, it's got everything in one very small space. So it takes me 5 minutes to get to work. It takes me 10 minutes to get the kids to nursery. If we want to go to the beach, it takes us 10 minutes. If I want to go for a run, I'm straight out the door. If I want to go for a night on the town, well, that's 20 minutes. Everything's there. It's all close. And at the same time, you're very well connected to Europe and the UK and everywhere else. So for me, it's having all these different things in one very small space. It's great.
I think, there was a real dual reason for moving back to Guernsey. I think obviously one was being closer to family, and I think giving our children the opportunity that you had growing up in terms of the lifestyle.
Finish nursery and go to the beach, I just wanted them to have that opportunity.
It's a safe, beautiful, safe place. So I think clearly, no denying that's a key reason. But I think, as I say, a dual reason, because particularly with both of our work, I think there's an opportunity for Annalisa as an architect to make an impact on the island. And I think for me, having a background working over the last few years in social finance, actually looking at opportunities with the finance sector here and how the infrastructure and the ecosystem in Guernsey, the finance ecosystem, could actually see opportunities for ethical investment and impact financing. So for me, from a career perspective, there were interesting opportunities moving back here as well.
Yeah, I think it was finding that balance where we could both have a career and our family would have, we could have a nice family life. I think a lot of the other places where we'd been or where we looked at, one or other of us would always have had to sacrifice a little bit, whether that's a long commute or whether that's, struggling with the hours. Whereas Guernsey sort of gave us that opportunity to both have, both continue on our career track. Without having to sacrifice, without either of us having to sacrifice. To be honest, in the last sort of 9 months that I've been working here in Guernsey, I've progressed more professionally than perhaps I would have even if I was working in London. So from my point of view, I think Justin, it's a bit different because you travel a lot more than I do. But I don't think that's necessarily been impacted by living in Guernsey. No,
I mean, in the 8-9 months since I've set up business here, I've been, I'm regularly in London, been out for work in Dubai, been to Turkey for work. So I think, you do have the best of both worlds in terms of having opportunity to live in a beautiful place, but use it as a base for international business, and that's working out so far.
I know whenever our friends sort of similar to us come to stay, they're always absolutely blown away by Guernsey. They can't believe that we're so lucky to live in this amazing place, and they didn't know it existed, and they maybe had their preconceptions, and then they come, and obviously they always come in summer, but they come and see us, and they're like, wow, you live in this amazing place. Why wouldn't you want to live here? We've got some friends coming in the summer. One of them, he's a runner, and he said he came to Guernsey before, and he said, just remember you've got all these amazing runs. I can't wait to come and just run along the cliffs and take the kids to the beach. And so I think people who come to see us suddenly realise that it's this incredible place they didn't know existed. In terms of lifestyle, I don't see how you could beat it anywhere else in the UK. So I think it's got a lot to offer that people just don't know about.
I think interestingly, from the business perspective, if I was running a similar business in London, getting access to the people at the top, you'd have to go through 3 or 4 layers of gatekeepers. Whereas here, it's incredible in terms of the openness of people to meet with you. And, literally, I don't think I've had one instance where, reaching right to the top of the tree, whether it be politicians or industry leaders, that they're not willing to come and sit down and have a coffee with you. That's very unique here, and you wouldn't get that in larger cities where there's just naturally that sort of, there's layers around people.
Yeah, that sort of informal connectivity has been a real advantage, I think. In terms of business, in terms of opening up business opportunities, it's a great asset that Guernsey has.
And I think, Guernsey's always been entrepreneurial, and, in a difficult environment, some places sort of look inwards on themselves and sort of, become defensive. And I think what I'm seeing here in terms of the work that we've been doing is actually there's a lot of opportunity, and people are thinking about how we can be creative, how the island can reinvent itself, where future opportunities lie. And that's great.